It's the 97.3 ABC Illawarra morning.
But before all of that, I want to go to this story that's about this morning that Green's northern coaches have been taken over by Premier Illawarra Bus Company. Now, if this is in fact true, the takeover would affect something like 19 buses and around 30 drivers. Both companies seem to be remaining tight-lipped about the sale. But Nick McIntosh from the Wollongong branch of the Transport Workers Union has said that some Greens drivers say the sale was either imminent or it's already happened, some saying contracts were believed to have been exchanged on Monday. So what does all of this mean for Wollongong and Illawarra bus services? Let's talk to Nick McIntosh, Secretary of the Illawarra branch of the Transport Workers Union. Mr McIntosh, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tony. How are you?
What impact would all of this have on your members and the drivers?
Well, we're concerned if this sale is either gone ahead or is imminent, as we're led to believe that our members' conditions are going to suffer in the long term.
In what way?
Well, the reason I say this is that the way that private bus contracts have always been done in New South Wales, certainly Wollongong, Sydney and Newcastle, is that the industry has come together and negotiated with the TWU and agreed a rate of pay and conditions that are going to apply across the industry. Now, in 2012, Premier Illawarra initially said they were going to do that and then pulled the pin at the last minute and ended up not passing on the pay increases that were agreed throughout the industry. So we've already got our drivers at Premier Illawarra, who are the lowest paid drivers that use in the private industry on these state government contracts from here, Sydney and Newcastle. Now, our concern is that if Premier take over Greens, which we suspect is about to happen, then they won't pass on the wage increases that are going to get negotiated midway through the year, and Greens will join the list of the lowest paid drivers in that category.
Do you think their jobs would be safe? I mean, most of us would probably think, and it could be ignorant of me to say this, but wouldn't they just keep running the services but change the look of the buses?
Well, we don't know. I mean, this is the million-dollar question, Tony, is that we're only hearing through the grapevine that all this is happening. Now, we're pretty certain it is happening, but no one has spoken to us and started consulting with the union telling us, these are the paying conditions that we're going to have. We're going to either employ every driver or we're going to let a certain amount go or we're going to employ more. We don't know any of this because we haven't been consulted with, which should have really happened by now. So I would like to think that. I would like to think that it will be business as usual, that the current conditions and pay will be in place, but I couldn't tell you that for certain because no one's spoken to us yet.
I might point out that Les Dion from Dion Services, who would be running effectively the other bus company in the Illawarra, if it does come down from 3 to 2, his thought also is that it would be business as usual. We have rung Premier Illawarra and Green's Northern coaches. No one was available at Premier Illawarra and no one would comment from Green, so for whatever reason keeping their cards close to their chest. But I suppose your main concern is the wages to be paid to your drivers and whether their jobs are secure.
Yeah, that's right, Tony. There's two major concerns. The first is that short-term concern. Are all our drivers' jobs secure? Is it going to be business as usual, or is there going to be some sort of incorporation into the Premier business where less drivers are needed? For argument's sake, we don't know, as I said, because we haven't been consulted. And then there's that longer-term issue. And everyone's in this state's enterprise agreement expires in the middle of the year. We're going to go back to the negotiating table in the next couple of months. And if Premier do what they did last time and pull out of the statewide bus negotiations, which means that their drivers currently on the lowest rates in the state, well, that's what could happen to Green. So they could see their wage rises drastically slashed if they get anything at all over the next 3 years, if history is anything to go by.
To the best of your knowledge, are they healthy businesses?
Yeah, look, we believe so. I mean, I'll always tell you at these times, Tony, that times are tough and they can't pass many wages on, and that's the normal give and take of enterprise bargaining negotiations that we're used to as a union. But certainly, I mean, they're on government contracts that should be reasonably secure. Their services are very consistent. As far as we're concerned, they're healthy businesses. I mean, we know that Premier Illawarra obviously they bought this business or about to. They've bought certain businesses in Queensland. There's a lot of different little businesses and big businesses that Premier Illawarra and their associated companies own. So I suspect that they're doing it pretty well, and there's no reason that they shouldn't be.
All right, I suppose we'll have to watch this space as far as that's concerned and see when either company, Premier or Greens, do comment on this. But thank you for your input on that. Nick McIntosh, Secretary of the Illawarra branch of the Transport Workers Union. Interestingly, when we did ring the Greens depot, whoever answered the phone answered it by saying Premier Greens. Make of that what you will.
97.3 ABC Illawarra.